Hi guys, welcome to Wrestling Retrospective, and in this video I will be doing my WrestleMania 39 predictions. So first up we have the Fatal 4-Way Showcase Women's Tag Match between Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez, Natalya and Shotzi Blackheart, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. For me, this is such a kind of put together last minute match. A lot of single superstars tagging up as usual for the women's division. It's kind of annoying in a way also that Bobby Lashley's not going to be on WrestleMania, LA Knight's not going to be on WrestleMania, yet Sonya Deville has somehow got herself on WrestleMania. Especially when people like Candice LeRae probably could have got on, Mia Yim, obviously Carmella for reasons that I don't think we actually know. It was supposed to be in Sonya's position in the match. But anyway, for me, I think this is pretty easy to predict, and that is that Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are going to get the win here, probably quite dominantly. I feel like Sonya Deville is pretty much in there to take the fall for this one in my opinion. Kind of hoping a few of these women go on to do better things over the course of the year, especially Liv Morgan, Raquel Gonzalez, Shotzi. I a big fan of Shotzi on my t-shirt. So they go on to better things rather than just being shoved in a throwaway match at WrestleMania, and hopefully if you find something better to do throughout the year, especially looking towards SummerSlam. But yeah, for me, I think it's a clear winner in Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Following that we have the Fatal 4-Way Men's Showcase Tag Team match, which is better off as far as tag teams go, but I still just seem very put together. I'm not sure why they're doing these two tag matches. One would do two Battle Royals instead and showcase more people. But instead they're doing the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal tomorrow on SmackDown. For me, I feel like the Street Profits are going to get the win. I feel like it's between them and Alpha Academy. Strowman and Ricochet they're a tag team for now until they find something to do with single superstars. And then the Viking Raiders have had like basically no momentum at all. Like over the last few weeks, they've been losing and winning kind of evenly, but haven't really reached the point, like a momentum standpoint, where they will be like main people to win this match. Whereas I feel like the Profits, though they've been losing in singles action, are one of the biggest tag teams on the roster, especially with the New Day being out for WrestleMania. I feel like they could be this standout tag team, as well as the Usos, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And there's also the case of the Maximum Male Models getting involved in the Alpha Academy's business, which I feel like is going to happen through the match, but I don't think it's going to split them up yet. There's been talks of Gable getting a singles push. I know it's going more towards Maximum Male Models, towards a comedy role, which I don't think would be a good idea. I think the Alpha Academy are really good. I think they'd be better off sticking as a tag team, especially they seem to be turning more babyface as of late. I can definitely see a title run coming in their future if they split the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles up after WrestleMania, which I'm hoping that they do. That's it for me for this one. The standout one will be the Street Profits. Following that we have Rey Mysterio facing Dominic Mysterio. I've kind of feel like this could have had a better build in a way. I've enjoyed Dom's promos though about how Eddie should have been his dad and stuff like that. I did enjoy that. I feel like adding Vicky Guerrero to the mix would have made it even better. Like having Dominic come out and say he's going to ask his mum for a match with Rey, and then Vicky coming down with magic, in my opinion. But as a match itself, I'm really not that interested. I'm not really a fan at all of Rey Mysterio. I mean, it's going to be. I'm not even that bothered about going in the Hall of Fame. I'm not going to lie to you. I wanted it to be Batista or something like that, but we got Rey instead. I also thought this was going to end up being a retirement match, but turns out it's not going to be like that either. Rey Mysterio's probably got another year and a half in him, as he said in an interview. I can't remember who with though. But for me, I got Dominic to win the match. I feel like it would do Dominic more harm losing to Rey Mysterio than probably any of the other matches on the card. I think he needs the win here. I do feel like Judgment Day are going to go towards a clean sweep. They're not to kind of give away what I'm going for in the rest of the card. But I feel like a win over Rey Mysterio will really help Dominic's career, and that's why I'm going to go with him winning the match overall. Next up we have Brock Lesnar versus Omos. I don't think I'm the only person to say that I think this is going to be the worst match on the card. I'm really not expecting much out of this one, but I've got a feeling that Brock Lesnar's going to get the win here. I don't think Omos needs the win against Brock, and I think it'll just show off Brock's dominance even more if he gets the win. Obviously, there are rumours that Brock might be done with WWE or wrestling altogether soon. I don't think this will be his last match. I think they'd make more of it if it was his last match. A bit. So yeah, for this one, I think it's more for the visual and the moment of Brock Lesnar F5ing Omos. It'll be a visual that probably lives forever in WrestleMania history, and that's why they've gone for it. I think I would have preferred this over Brock and Bray. But yeah, I can't see this being any good. I think, as I said, it's just for the visual of Omos being F5'd. Therefore, I've got Brock to win. Following that, we have the 6-woman tag team match between Damage Control, which is Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai, facing the team of Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus. For me, I do like this match. I think it'll be really good. I like having Trish and Lita back, especially Lita. And I think having them team with Becky Lynch is an interesting one, especially with them being women's tag champions as well. I feel like Damage Control probably should have been tag champions going into this, or they should have taken the titles out of this match altogether and had a fatal 4-way for them as a different match, but I digress. For me, this one I feel like Damage Control are going to get the win. They need the win more than the Legends do, and having Trish and Lita put over Dakota Kai and Io Sky, as well as Bayley, would be huge for their career as well, I think. Especially going forwards. I feel like at this time next year, at WrestleMania 40, Damage Control we would have broken up. That's my prediction anyway. There's been talks of all kinds of heel turns happening in this match, whether it be Kai and Sky taking out Bayley, or Stratus taking out Lita and Lynch. With the main rumour being that it's going to be Lynch and Trish at SummerSlam. But I think if both happened, I'd enjoy it. Have one during the match and have one after, and almost have Trish replace Bayley as leader of Damage Control. I think that'd be quite cool because it would help Kai and Sky just as much, probably more than having Bayley there with having Trish instead. But either way, I think it's going to be a good fun match. For me, I'd put it on early. Whichever night it's on, I'd have it go on earlier compared to anything else. But yeah, so looking forward to it, and as I said, I've got Damage Control to win this one. Following that, we have Edge versus Finn Balor inside Hell in a Cell, and it's going to be the silver cell instead of the red cell, which I'm very happy about, even though it probably doesn't mean much these scene of things. But for me, I think Finn Balor should 100% get the win here. And I am so very glad that this Judgment Day versus Edge feud will be over after this, or at least I friggin' hope so. I think it's going to be a good match. I think it should go on night 1. I feel like there'd be too much going on night 2, it might get overshadowed a lot, whereas I feel like night 1 might be a nice fit for it. I think it is going on night 1 because I think like us knowing that there's a silver cell meaning it's already up, it means they can put it up now, have it up and take it down after the first night of WrestleMania. But yeah, I think that would be good. I think there's going to be kind of separate things going on outside the ring, maybe with Damian Priest, who I feel very sorry for. Damian Priest, like all the other members of Judgment Day have a match and a few going into WrestleMania. Apart from him, he's just there. But I feel like this will be the match he gets involved in the most. Possibly gets involved in the other matches, but I think this is where he's probably most likely to get the most involved, especially with there being no rules. There's also been rumours that Gangrel might show up for this in some capacity, whether it be Edge's entrance or something like that. I think that's quite cool. I think I'd pop the most if Christian Cage showed up. Last time we saw Christian Cage, he got dropped to hell by Jungle Boy on AEW Revolution. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I think it'll be a good match. I just hope the feud is over after this, because Edge needs to move on before his career ends, and Balor is being held back by this feud, where I feel like he could probably break into the main event scene afterwards, especially with a win over Edge at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's it. Looking forward to this one. Finn Balor to get the win. Following that, we have Bianca Belair defending the Raw Women's Championship against Asuka. For me, again, this is probably one of the tough ones to predict. Myself, I'm going to go for Asuka to become the new Raw Women's Champion. I do like the premise of this new killer clown type Asuka. It's not been as impactful as I thought it was going to be. I was expecting it to kind of run through the whole division, similar to what Bianca did around this time last year, similar to what Shayna Baszler did about this time in 2020. But he's not been as dominant as I thought it was going to be, unfortunately. But I feel like through submissions and mind games and stuff like that, Asuka is going to get the win. I do have a few doubts about this one, with Bianca being currently undefeated at WrestleMania. I feel like they might want to carry, the WWE itself might want to carry on that streak for a bit, not to the point of The Undertaker, but they might want to kind of use that as like a, what do you call it, like an advertisement, like build up towards WrestleMania for Bianca Belair in the future. But for me, Bianca Belair's gimmick is just really stale for me at this point. It kind of feels like all her feuds are exactly the same. Yeah, I watched a takeover from 2019, 2018, and her entrance was exactly the same, and she was the heel at the time as well. So it was like the same music, same stuff with the hair, same actions with the hands, stuff like that. All of it was exactly the same. And it's just like, if it's been the same for what, 5 years now, it needs a change. I feel like after WrestleMania she might want to take a break, maybe, or just have that change of gimmick or something, just to give it a fresh look, a fresh lick of paint on it, if you will. And as I said, I will enjoy it. Bianca Belair is one of the best wrestlers on the roster at the minute, and I won't think that she isn't. She's been great. She's had a great year, long run as Raw Women's Champion, but I think this is definitely Asuka's time. And as I said, Bianca needs to kind of have a refresh, or kind of, we need time to miss her. She always goes away. We've got time to miss Bianca Belair and want her back. As I said, yeah, for me, Asuka, new Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania. Next up we have Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. For me, I feel like this is going to be like one of the better matches on the card, which I can't believe I'm saying for Logan Paul. But unfortunately, he's a really good wrestler, and I don't think many people can deny the fact he's good at this, which is kind of annoying. Like most people can hate the guy. But I cannot express enough how much Seth Rollins needs a win at WrestleMania. I think he's 4-0, I think, or something like that. He's had a lot of losses at WrestleMania. To say that he's had a huge moment against Brock winning the Universal title, and probably one of the biggest WrestleMania moments, cashing in Money in the Bank. He's actually got an awful WrestleMania record, but then so does Triple H, so I suppose it doesn't always mean anything. But for me, Rollins deserves the win, getting embarrassed by being knocked out twice, which I'm not happy about. Getting eliminated in the Rumble by Paul, getting eliminated, Paul costing him the Elimination Chamber. It just all sets up that Paul has had the upper hand throughout the feud. Therefore, Rollins gets his comeuppance. Paul gets his comeuppance, and Rollins gets his redemption over. But yeah, I think it's going to be one of the better matches of the weekend. It kind of depends what night it falls on. It might get overshadowed if it's on the Sunday, and the Owens-Zayn Usos match is on the same night. But I don't think it'll be really good, but I got Seth Rollins to win this one. Next up we have Austin Theory defending the United States Championship against John Cena. For me, this is the toughest match to predict, because I can see them giving Theory a landmark win out of defense against John Cena, doing wonders for his career, but at the same time I can see John Cena getting the win here and kind of proving what he said on the mic a few weeks ago to be true, and that Austin Theory will lose everything, whether he wins or loses or whatever. So like, I've been going back and forth with it and back and forth. I feel like Austin Theory getting a win would kind of almost solidify him as a future kind of world champion. The same way, I can't shift this feeling that they want to, because we know this match is kicking off night one. This is going to be the first match of WrestleMania this year, and they'll want to start it off with a massive babyface win, even though in years past they've gone with more heel wins. You know, Bobby Lashley. It wasn't last year, but I've watched it recently. I think the Usos won first last year, but anyway. But I can't help but feel like John Cena's going to get the win here, so that's what my prediction's going to be. I feel like there's going to be a new United States champion in John Cena, and then maybe the next night on Raw he does an open challenge and we get the debut of possibly Jay White. I think that's more me hoping than anything else. But yeah, I'm hoping for the debut of Jay White, or maybe we'll get the return of AJ Styles and we go back to Cena versus Styles one more time on Raw. maybe we get the debut of Kota Ibushi, or we get the return of somebody who we're not even thinking about. I don't know. But I would love to see that happen. Have Jay White debut in the Cena Open, US Open Challenge. So yeah, I feel like this is going to be a good match. I think it's going to prove Theory can go in the ring and not just be good on the mic. It's going to be probably his biggest test to date. But I have got Cena to win this one. Plus, I feel like Theory can definitely come back from ult here. Whereas this could be one of Cena's last WrestleManias, if it's not the last WrestleMania we see John Cena at. And I would love for him to just go out on top. So it's kind of my personal preference, and my prediction is John Cena to become the new United States Champion. Next we have the Intercontinental title match. Gunther defending against Sheamus and McIntyre in a triple threat match. For me, I think this has been a really tough one to predict. I think when the first word that this was going to happen, I would have had Sheamus. But with other influencers from other YouTube channels that I've watched seeing their predictions videos, they've all gone with Drew or Sheamus. I mean, I feel like Gunther's going to win this one. Kind of carry on his reign for a little bit longer. Kind of have one of the longer reigns of Intercontinental title history. And then maybe at SummerSlam. Well, no, actually, no, I don't think that. I think Sheamus will get the win for the Intercontinental title at Money in the Bank because it's in the UK. And the UK crowd popped for him at Clash at the Castle last year. So I think it makes the most sense that Sheamus gets his big Intercontinental title win and his big Grand Slam win in the UK. And yeah, I feel like that's all they're going to go with it. Therefore, I've got Gunther to retain this one. But I think this is going to be one of the better matches. There's a lot of matches that can be really good at WrestleMania, and this is definitely going to be one of them. It's one of the matches I'm more excited for. I'm wondering what kind of role Drew will play, or whether he'll possibly turn heel. Maybe, I'm not sure. But I think, as I said, it'll be really good, and I want Gunther to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Next up, we have Charlotte Flair defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. For me, I've got Rhea Ripley to win this match. I feel like she's the clear winner. If anything, this is one of the more predictable matches on the card, even with Charlotte being in it. I had Ronda Rousey to win clearly last year, and she's looking lost with a big boot. But Rhea is probably the hottest thing on WWE television right now, and not like that. Apart from maybe Roman and Cody and the Usos, she's been on fire for like the best part of a year ever since joining the Judgment Day, and she's just improved and improved and improved, and it's been great to watch because I'm a big fan of Rhea Ripley. And then getting the Rumble win as well has been great. I think it's been a fair bit of time since a woman who won the Rumble went on to win their match at WrestleMania as well. I think the only person I can think of that actually did it was Becky. Charlotte, I think. So I think it's 50-50 on people winning at WrestleMania for the championship, which is a shame for the women. But yeah, I think for me, Rhea Ripley's going to win 100% and become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And penultimately, we have the Usos defending the Undisputed Tag Team Championships against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. For me, I don't know really. I don't know who's going to get this one. I can see the Usos retaining, but I could also see, and I know the majority of people think that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to win. I'm going to have to join in with that one. I feel like we're going to get new SmackDown and Raw Tag Team Champions. I hope they split them up afterwards. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm fed up of having the tag division and the world title division both kind of conjoined into one. I feel like it's taking away from other teams. Like this Profits could have been champions going into this year's Mania. Alpha Academy could have been champions going into this year's Mania. But instead we've got two main champions, which is alright for the most part, and it's been really good for the feud and the whole storyline of the Bloodline. But yeah, I can't wait for them to have split world and tag champions again. With the kind of rumours of there being a draft at some point after WrestleMania, but we don't know when. And yeah, I think the feel-good win is going to come for Kevin and Sami, especially for Sami, after the loss at Elimination Chamber. And for the Usos, I feel like they're not going to split up or anything, though Jay is looking like he's going to be the main guy going out of this feud, who's going to probably have the most momentum behind him. People are going to be more interested in his stock and stuff like that. And I think he'd be an ideal opponent for Roman at SummerSlam, which I think will be the next time we see Roman after WrestleMania. But I think the match itself is going to be really good. I don't think there's going to be a dull moment in this one. I think it's going to be full on from the start. I'd also like to see him add like a no disqualification stipulation to this on the night or something like that. Then that would really add to this. But yeah, I think, as I said, new Undisputed Tag Champions in Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And finally, in the main event, we have Roman Reigns defending the Undisputed WWE Universal Championships against Cody Rhodes. What a storyline it's been to get here. There's been some serious stuff said. They've referenced AEW, gone back to the Stardust stuff. It's been awesome to watch it. It's been great to see the nervousness on Roman's face whenever Cody mentions losing, as well as just the kind of downfall-ish of the bloodline, especially towards Jey Uso and what seems to be Solo Sikoa as well. We're still getting his first loss to Cody this week on Raw, which I was surprised about. I thought they might do a screwy finish or something like that. No, you pinned him clean, which I was very surprised about. But for me, I have Cody to become the new WWE Universal champion, and then introduce a new title at some point, or just split them up altogether. Yeah, apparently it's been pitched to have the World Heavyweight Championship back, which I'll be very, very happy with, and having a new design for the WWE Championship, which I think would be great as well. But for me, as I said, I think it's going to be a great match. I think most of the WWE Universe is going to lose their shit when Roman kicks out of 3 Crossroads. I know that me and my brother definitely will. And yeah, it's going to be a really good match. It's going to be really enjoyable. I think everyone's going to be on the edge of the seat throughout. I think this is the most jeopardy Roman's been in for the world titles. If he retained him, would it shock me? No. I just question who does it then. Like, do they run Cody back at some point, or do we go with somebody else? I just feel like this is the best and most ideal time to take those titles off Roman, and then Roman can disappear for 6 months or however long it is till SummerSlam, and he can come back then and feud with his own family. And I kind of want him away from the world title scene for at least the best part of a year, maybe, because it's been 900 plus days of him being in the main event scene, and I think it's enough for now. I tell you, like I said, it's the perfect time to do it. And Cody's almost the perfect person to do it against. And yeah, so really looking forward to it. And yeah, Cody's become the new Undisputed WWE Universal Champion. So those are my predictions for WrestleMania 39. I'm really looking forward to it this year. I feel like this could be a huge WrestleMania in the history books, especially with who wins and loses. I was going to do a separate video on it. But I was just thinking about it, and I was like, if you have people like Trish, Lita, Cena, Edge, Brock all lose in the same night, it's like a similar thing to what happened at WrestleMania 30. Undertaker, Kane, New Age Outlaws all losing, like kind of the Attitude Era. People always all losing on the same night, and now we have the Ruthless Aggression Era. People always all could lose on the same night. I feel like it could be a historic WrestleMania in that sense, which makes me even more excited for it. And as you can see in the top corner, you'll see an 8 out of 10. That's what my score is for predictions as of the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. So after there's 13 matches that I predicted on here, there might be more, I'm not sure. I don't think there will be, to be fair. So when I do my review video, which will be on Monday for both nights, but I'm not sure whether to do them as 2 separate videos on each night or just one big video on both nights put together. But that score will go up to however many I get out of 23. I still have to see how well I do. I'll be keeping the score throughout the year. I explained a similar thing on my AEW video. So yeah, I want to see how many I get throughout the year, and of course I'll be doing matches of the night as well, keeping a log of them. But overall, just enjoy WrestleMania. It's the biggest show of the year. Why would you not enjoy it? And comment down below what your favourite match is going to be, which ones you're looking forward to the most, and your predictions as well. And cool, and I will see you guys on Monday for my review video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later on.